Alright, it's the Curmudgeon Cook, and we're back. And today, I am going to do something that I've been wanting to show for a while, and it's a brisket done the sous vide method. So what is the sous vide method? Well, sous vide is really, it's a simple thing. You basically take a any kind of food. It could be eggs, it could be meat, it could be whatever you want to cook. There's really no limits to it, but I think some of the best stuff to do is meat and chicken, brisket, pork shoulders, that kind of thing. But you can even do creme brulees. There's all, if you look at it, look it up. Sous vide, Sousvide. It's a method of cooking where you use a water bath. And I have a device here, and it's by a company called Anova, and it is a water circulator. It connects to Wi-Fi, and I have an app on my phone. I can monitor things. You set your temperature and you set your timer on it, and off it goes. And it gets the water to a certain temperature, whatever one you pick, and it keeps it there for the time period that you select. Now, these go for around $100, maybe less, depending on when you catch them on sale. And what I like about Anova is it's got an app on my phone, it's got a website, they've got a ton of recipes up there, different ways people submit them, it's great. So anyway, you'll see I have a little red cooler here, and the top of the cooler, I have a hole drilled in it, and the sous vide circulator fits in that. And this is something I found on their website, and I have quite a few friends that do this as well and use the same method. So this is basically a water tank, right? But it's a cooler. It's a cooler by Coleman that's really designed for like soda cans. But it's the perfect size for doing sous vide because you can put a huge chunk of meat, and right in front of me here I have a 10-pound brisket. So anyway, you fill it with water, you put the sous vide device in, plug it in, set it up and let it run, and it'll get to the temperature you want. And then the nice thing about it being a cooler is that it'll maintain the temperature. Some people just use, pots, stainless steel pots or whatever, and the device comes with a clip for clipping it to the side of a pot. I don't want to leave that much to chance, and the heat can dissipate, and there's just so much. It's so much easier with this cooler. Just put it in, set it, forget, and you get notifications on your phone if something goes wrong. So I'll fill this thing with water and get it to the temperature I want. I got the vacuum seal bag here. It looks like a pretty big one. It's a 10-pound brisket, which I'll show you in a second. And so what I'm going to do is season the brisket. I've already trimmed it. I got a little pot going over here on my stove, and all the fat that I trimmed off the brisket, I'm doing that on low heat, cooking that, and I'm going to basically render it down for beef tallow. I mentioned in the past about not throwing out your bacon fat. Well, you shouldn't throw out your beef fat either, because this is a fantastic fat to use for cooking French fries and all kinds of things. It's actually healthier for you than most of the oils and stuff that you buy in the supermarket. So anyway, this was a 10-pound brisket. I probably trimmed off close to 2 pounds of fat, and I'm just going to render it for a while on very low heat until I have a nice little pile of liquid fat in there, and I'll just put it in a mason jar, stick it in the fridge. So I'm going to season this brisket, and I'm going to stick it in this bag and seal this bag. And my seasonings are, again, my Kinder's salt, pepper, and garlic, and the Kinder's wood fire garlic, which I like a lot. What's going to happen is we're going to season this brisket, seal it in that bag, and put it in that tank, and we're going to cook it for about 20 hours. And that sounds like a long time, but a lot of people spend a lot of time at their smoker grills smoking briskets and tending the fire. And I have a very good smoker. I have a ceramic grill like a Big Green Egg. It's made by Visions, but it's still a smoke on a brisket can be a long time. Now there's low and slow, and there's hot and fast. I don't even want to get involved with that. I'm going to do the sous vide. At the end of 20 hours, this thing is going to be perfect. And then I just have to do between 3 and 5 hours of smoke instead of 18 hours of smoke. And I've had great success with this method. The brisket comes out just perfect, and it's easy. You just throw it in there for, like I said, 3 to 5 or whatever amount of hours that you're happy. I don't want to over smoke it, and I don't want to dry it out. It's going to be pretty much ready to go, except for not having the smoke on it. I'll season it again tomorrow, put it on the smoker. I'll capture that all in the video, and it will be amazingly juicy, tender, and the flavor will be incredible. And what are you gonna do? That's just the way it works. The kid's got it figured out. Again, you don't have to do it this way. It's just the way I do it. And I was actually fairly resistant to this method for quite a while until I tried it, and I was blown away by it. It's great with pork shoulders, chicken breasts. You cannot go wrong with this method. You basically cook your chicken breasts for a short period of time in the tank, and then you just sear them, because when they come out, it doesn't necessarily look that great. That's what the second part of this is. You give them a sear, or you put them in the smoker, however you want to do it, whatever meat you're cooking. And it's just, it's so reliable of a method that it's great. So I'm going to work on this brisket a little bit and get it rubbed down and vacuum sealed, and I'll show you that in a little while. But I don't think you need to watch me doing all the, kind of boring, dirty work of seasoning all over my hands, and it'll be a mess. So I'll see you in a little while. All right, I just wanted to jump back in real quick and show you some of the things that are going on in the background. I mentioned the brisket and the water, the cooler with the water in it. So I'm going to flip around and show you a couple things. All right, so here you can see I'm filling this bad boy up with water, and it's hot water, but not quite the level of temperature that I need for the sous vide. I'll let the device take care of that. This is the brisket. I trimmed it pretty good. It was this is a whole brisket, by the way. So that's the brisket point, which is a combination of flat and a big area of very fatty meat, which is where they make the brisket burnt ends out of. And again, this would be the brisket flat, which is a little leaner. If I can get it to come up from the tray, you can see it's a little bit of a leaner piece. I trimmed it really well so it doesn't, not too fatty. I don't want the fat could block the rubs and spices from getting into the meat, which we want. But we'll get that all, like I said, all rubbed down and put in the vacuum bag, and we'll be back to show you that. All right, Curmudgeon's back. Hey, so I got the brisket all rubbed down. It looks beautiful to me. It's not cooked yet, but I like the spice coating I got on it. And I got the vacuum seal bag all ready to put the brisket in it. And I got one of the things I'll show you is on the edge of the bag. You fold the edge over a couple of times so that it doesn't get anything on the actual edge that you're going to vacuum seal on, because that could prevent you from getting a good seal. And then you put it in a water tank, it could break open, the water gets in, and that's the end of the whole thing. You're done. You've screwed it up. So you want to have a good seal on your vacuum seal bag, and you've got to protect that edge, keep it away from everything. And then when you got everything in there, you wipe everything off that you can, and then you unfold that and then do the vacuum seal. It's just a tip from the curmudgeon. Trust me, you don't want to go through this. It's disappointing, to say the least. There's the vacuum seal bag. You can see it's folded over a couple times. There's my ANOVA. It's up to 130 degrees. I'm going to go to 170, and it's going to be 170 degrees for 20 hours. And here's that beautiful, lovely brisket all rubbed down with 2 different rubs. And as you can see, it's a pretty good size. This is a large foil tray, and it's the entire, taking up the entire space. When it gets done after 20 hours in the sous vide, it'll look a little different. and there'll be a bunch of juice in the bag, which we're going to reserve to use on the smoker grill as a liquid to keep it from drying out on the smoker, which it won't do, but it's always good to have it. So anyway, there it is. All right, we are back. The curmudgeon is back with his vacuum sealed 10-pound brisket, whole packer, sealed up real nice. Did a double seal on both ends, so should be good. And we're gonna put it in its bath. We're at 159 degrees. We're getting there. So even though it's not at 170 yet, I don't care. I'm gonna just throw it in there, and it'll get there. And I can just stop worrying about it, because as soon as it hits its temperature, the timer begins. So fine. An extra 15 minutes in the water not gonna hurt anything, and that'll be fine. So I'm just gonna tip the lid, swing it a little this way, and just give this thing a dunk. Get it in there, and I'm going to keep this top edge out. And one thing I don't like is that my Nova device seems to make a little whining noise, and I think it needs a little maintenance or something. I've been using it for a couple of years, but it comes and goes. So that's it for now, and tomorrow, after we hit 20 hours, I'll pull it out, and at that point, by the time I get to the 20 hours, I'm going to have my smoker grill ready to go. So I'm not going to go through all that with you guys, but anyway, it's going to be hickory, smoke chunks, wood chunks, and I use a B&B charcoal called Competition Char Logs. It's one of the best charcoals I've worked with, and it lasts a long time. Low and slow, it'll burn for 10, 12 hours without burning out. Where regular charcoal briquettes like Kingsford are just garbage. They're good for a short-term, quick barbecue kind of thing, hot dogs and hamburgers. But for what you're trying to do in these smoker grills, they don't cut the mustard. You need lump or these char logs. B&B is my favorite brand, and I'm not getting paid anything for promoting them, but I think they're the best. And the only place I've been able to find B&B is at Ace Hardware, and they have them at a decent price. So that's my one little plug for a vendor. What are you gonna do? I'm not getting paid, but I don't care. I like what I like. So, all right, that's gonna be it for now, and we'll be back tomorrow. Have a good evening. All right, so the 20 hours is up, and it's time to pull out the vacuum seal bag with the brisket in. Take a good look at it. I'm gonna put it in this pan, and then we need to drain the juice out of it, and you'll see there's gonna be quite a bit of liquid in there. So I'm gonna shut this off. Just kind of slide the lid over this way a little bit, get it out of the way, and we'll pull this brisket right out of there. And you can see there's quite a bit of liquid in there. So we're going to just set it down for a moment, and I am going to cut one of the corners of the bag and drain all the liquid out into the pan, and then transfer it to the smaller pan I have here, which is going to go on the bottom level of the smoker grill grate, and the meat's going to go up on the top grate, and then it'll keep it from drying out at all while we smoke it. I got the charcoal out there all almost ready, and so I'll take care of this process, and we'll come back when we're ready to put this thing on the smoker grill. All right, so I've drained the bag of the liquid into the other pan, the small pan, and the brisket is sitting in the large pan. I'm going to put some more dry rub on it before I put it on the smoker grill, but I just wanted to show you what that looks like.
Alright, so here's the brisket. And it is cooked. It just needs smoke and to firm up a bit and get that bark that we're looking for. Right now, it's it would fall apart. It would cut and be ready to eat, but it's just not where we want it as far as flavor and what we want out of a smoked brisket. Right now, it's just basically a braised brisket, if you will. And there's the pan with all the beautiful liquid that came out of it, all the rendered fat and juices and stuff, along with all the rub and spices. So it's gonna be nice. So away we go. Get to the smoker part, and I'll come back. All right, so here you go. Here's the setup. Double rack. I got a pizza stone covered with foil below as a diffuser, so the heat doesn't go directly up. And on top of that, I got the tray with the juice in it. You can see the smoke starting. I'm gonna let that go for a few, so that the smoke, you don't want that bright white fluffy looking smoke. You want it to burn down a little bit till the smoke gets kind of a bluish color. The white smoke will be a little bit bitter, where the blue smoke will not. So I'm going to give it 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'll put the brisket on and we'll be ready to go. What are you going to do? It's going to be good. All right, I'm about to put the brisket on, and I added another coat of dry rub on it to help with the bark, and this time I switched to hickory brown sugar. So let me show it to you before I put it on. It looks lovely, and it's gonna be a nice robust kind of savory bark with all the various flavor profiles put on it. Here we go. I'm gonna throw it on the grill, and I'll be back in a minute to show you what that looks like. All right, I'm back, and let me flip the camera so you can see what it looks like. All right, and it's gonna be locked up for the next few hours, and then you'll see a before and after of what the difference is. So we'll see you in a few. All right, it's been a little over 2 hours, and I feel like it's gotten far enough along with the smoke. So I brought it in, poured the juice back over it after sitting in the smoker for a few hours, and here's what it looks like. It's a beautiful thing. In a minute, I'm going to pull it out, let it rest a little bit, then I'm going to pull it out onto a cutting board and cut it into slices and show you the end result. Let's see here, we're going to start carving this up a little bit, take a peek at it. And I'm just going to pulse it. So once I break it up a little bit, I can puree it, then I can put it on low and emulsify very slowly with my oils. This is vegetable oil that I'm adding in a really slow stream. All right. Now, I just want to add a little more olive oil flavor to glossen it up and to give it a little more body. And I don't have to pour in as thin a stream because I've already made my emulsification. Just taste it, and it's perfect. The last thing that I want to do is I want to put, looks pretty nice, tarragon in there. This stuff is going to be absolutely fantastic. We're going to keep it in the fridge, the perfect way to enjoy grilled spread lettuce. Let's take a piece of this. Taste made is where the struggle becomes your victory.
Where the battle meets flavor. Wherever you need to be.
Where we bring the smoke and the fire. Taste Made is streaming in all the places good taste matters.
We make it. You can see.
It's great for get delicious.
We always create the exceptional and unexpected.
Where the reward is sweeter.
Now, we're everywhere you need to be. Where taste is made.
Pull it apart, and it's as tender as can be.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that opens up global possibilities. With Venture X, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
And with a pop of color
A little
and
bit of
promise
tug, and
into
boom,
every grill.
nice and
Feel
tender.
relaxed with blue, reflected with purple,
Delicious.
grounded green, and hopeful with yellow.
So,
Shop the new limited edition Kleenex self-care awareness collection.
another successful brisket.
At Target.
Experience decking done differently with mineral-based Briscoe technology from Decorators. Our water-resistant surface stays cooler in sunlight while providing
Juicy,
34% better traction than other leading brands. The numbers don't lie. See for yourself at Decorators.com.
tender, very tasty. All right.
I can picture every single room to you.
Curmudgeon cook.
Even the garage. Oh, hey!
Beautiful brisket. See ya. What are you gonna do? Have some brisket. All right, so just to button this up. It's really juicy. The juice is coming out of it. Well, it's done perfectly. The cut it right. Just I'm using a bread knife, which is great for cutting up brisket, and you can just see the texture of the brisket, such that when you take a piece of it and you pull, it holds on a little bit, and then it just basically snaps apart. So it's just super tender, juicy, delicious. Mamma mia, Maron. If you're gonna do brisket, this is, in my opinion, one of the greatest ways to do it, because you're guaranteed a result pretty much, unless you leave it in the smoker for too long and dry it out. It comes out of the sous vide, pretty much done, and then a couple hours of smoke. Beautiful flavor, the rubs in there real good. It's juicy, it's tender. It's fantastic. Oh, that is lovely. So, listen to me chew over here. But anyway, feel free, got any questions about times, temperatures, put them down in the comments. I'll respond. But I'm very happy with the way this came out. And I'm gonna have a lot of brisket for the next few days. I'm gonna have to share some of this. If you know where I live, come on by. I'll give you a piece. I got a box. See ya.